Bitcoin isn't simply a chart that swings up and down, a fleeting number on a screen. It's far more a concrete tool, designed with precise and immutable technical characteristics that solves real problems for millions of people in every corner of the world. Situations that we, in the so-called First World, often struggle even to imagine, but which for others mean the difference between survival and marginalization. Let's start with perhaps the most intuitive and widespread use case, Bitcoin as digital gold. Stop and reflect on the fundamental disparity that makes it unique. Fiat currencies, think of the dollar or the euro, are subject to unlimited printing by central governments. This means ongoing inflation, gradual erosion of purchasing power, and value that dwindles year after year. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is governed by ironclad mathematical rules. Only 21 million units will ever enter circulation, emitted at a predictable and decreasing rate through mining. This inherent scarcity turns it into an ideal refuge for preserving wealth over the long term. It's not theory. Publicly traded companies, pension funds from major financial institutions, and even some national governments are allocating significant portions of their budgets to Bitcoin. They do so knowing that while traditional currencies lose ground to inflation, Bitcoin tends to gain purchasing power over time, becoming an asset that appreciates as the world adopts it. But Bitcoin's qualities don't stop at passive value preservation. It's also seizure-resistant wealth, a concept that takes on full meaning in contexts of political instability or authoritarianism. Your Bitcoin truly belongs to you only if, and I emphasize only if, you control the private keys. These boil down to a simple seed phrase of 12-24 words, which you can memorize in your mind or store securely. No authority can force you to reveal it, unlike what happens with physical cash or bank accounts, where a court order can empty them in an instant. Imagine having to cross a national border. With cash over $10,000, you inevitably trigger customs checks, mandatory declarations, possible taxes, or even investigations. With Bitcoin, it's entirely different. Just having that phrase in your head is enough. Your wealth, of any size, travels with you invisibly. No remote third party, no government, no bank can intervene on your funds. You alone decide if and when to move them. This autonomy naturally leads us to its potential for instant global payments without borders. Think about how traditional systems work: credit cards, bank wires, checks. Behind every transaction, there are chains of intermediaries, banks, payment networks, clearing houses, that impose maximum limits, artificial delays, or endless verifications. The final confirmation, known as settlement, can take days, weeks, even months to become irrevocable. Bitcoin changes everything. You broadcast the transaction on the blockchain, and after just 3 to 6 confirmations from network nodes, it's final and unassailable. It doesn't matter if it's a few cents or millions of dollars, nor the distance between sender and recipient. It's instant, global, with no possibility of reversal. And since Bitcoin isn't tied to any specific jurisdiction, its blockchain is distributed across thousands of nodes worldwide, you can cross any border carrying, virtually, unlimited fortunes, without a single document to sign or permission to request. Now, reflect on a reality affecting billions: the unbanked, those excluded from the traditional banking system. I'm not talking about choice, but necessity. Too much poverty to generate profits for banks, lack of identification documents, or sheer bureaucratic barriers. For them, Bitcoin is a quiet revolution. Imagine an instant bank account opened completely independently right on your smartphone, no approvals, branches, or forms required. Unlimited wallets for one person, always accessible anywhere. It's not just about having digital money. These individuals gain the ability to save, exchange value, and even access collateralized credit, using their own Bitcoin as guarantee. It's empowerment that the global banking system has never provided. Let's move to another crucial scenario, especially in areas of conflict or repression: censorship-resistant donations. Charities, political activists, dissidents unwelcome to dominant powers, they all share a common problem. Governments can freeze accounts, impose embargoes, or seize funds with a click. Bitcoin changes the game. Donations arrive directly in any amount without anyone able to block or oppressively track them. It's happened countless times. Underground political campaigns and persecuted groups have raised millions of dollars, then spent freely on their causes, maintaining privacy for both donors and funds. No intermediary meddling, no authority silencing the flow. At the heart of all these uses lies Bitcoin's true essence: peer-to-peer electronic cash. Exactly as Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned it in his original white paper. Direct value exchanges between individuals, no banks, no regulators, no prying eyes limiting, taxing, or spying on every move. It's pure, decentralized human. A more technical but extraordinarily impactful application is monetizing energy surplus. Consider power plants. It's common for them to produce excess energy, impossible to transport economically over long distances, ending up wasted. This is where Bitcoin mining comes in. You install mining containers right where the energy is generated, and what would otherwise be lost transforms into value crystallized as BTC. It's not science fiction. It's an established practice in dozens of energy facilities worldwide, making sustainable what was once pure waste. For digital nomads, professionals who change residence every 2 or 3 years, Bitcoin means absolute freedom. Why depend on bank accounts tied to a single country, with slow and expensive transfers? A Bitcoin wallet is independent, instantly liquid, spendable at thousands of merchants worldwide. Your wealth follows you faithfully, without needing to move physically, always ready to use or convert. If you're seeking absolute auditable transparency, Bitcoin's blockchain is unmatched. Every transaction is public, verifiable by anyone via an online explorer. Perfect for public entities, non-profits or charities that want to prove, transaction by transaction, where donations end up. No more doubts about hidden misappropriations. Everything is there, immutable and accessible. What about multisig wallets? Ideal for family businesses, partnerships, or organized groups. You configure the wallet to require multiple signatures, a preset quorum, before any spending. No one can act alone. It's multi-level protection against human error or malicious intent. Merchants, freelancers, and professionals love it as a frictionless payment system. No banking fees, no expensive POS terminals, no permissions from card networks. Just generate a QR code from your wallet. Receive payments of any size, private or public, in real time. It's your personal point of sale, instant and global. Bitcoin also excels as decentralized loan collateral. Deposit your BTC into a blockchain protocol and get stablecoins, dollars, or other assets in return, with automatic rates and terms guaranteed by smart contracts. No bank deciding if you're reliable, just math and code. Finally, a use case looking to the immediate future: automated micropayments. Imagine remunerating content creators or AIs not with fixed subscriptions, but per second of consumption or computation. Tiny fractions of a dollar, Satoshis, flowing uninterrupted, proportional to actual usage. Goodbye monthly fees like Netflix. You pay only for what you watch, with granularity unimaginable in traditional systems. These are just some concrete examples of how Bitcoin is already transforming everyday life today, in 2026. It's not ideology, nor a vague promise. It's a neutral tool, to be used respecting your country's laws and your personal moral principles. Everyone, in their unique context, discovers their own reasons for adopting it, and they are powerful ones. Disclaimer and transparency. The script is original and handwritten by me. The digital avatar is my personal creation. My content is not financial advice nor investment solicitation. Study and always do your own research before investing.